What is good, guys? It's your boy Ray J back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a quick technical analysis of Tesla. I'm going to talk about what happened to Tesla, what the mainstream media is saying to Tesla. I'm going to do a technical analysis of the overall price movement and what happened today, and then finally, I'm going to give you my price prediction for tomorrow and the near term and long term for Tesla. Then I'm going to give you guys my price prediction for NEO. I'm going to do a technical analysis of NEO, and I'm going to talk about what the media is saying about NEO and how and why NEO is up for the day. But before I get started, I have to mention two quick things. First of all, I'm not a financial, legal, or taxation expert, so do not take this as financial, legal, or taxation advice. Also, if you can, please smash that like button if you want to see more videos like this, and all it benefits me, but it benefits the entire community as a whole. With that said and done, guys, let's get on with the technical analysis of Tesla. So overall, Tesla had interesting price movement in the very beginning. It was a little bit low and had a bit of volatility, but it was very quick before it had a run up to the $740 range. Then we saw more and more volatility before it began to consolidate just slightly. And this phase of consolidation is good because it shows Tesla is gaining support in the upper bound. Now, Tesla was down last week to the $600 range. Do you guys remember that when it was in the 650s? When that happened, Tesla had support there. And now Tesla's gaining more and more support in the mid $700 range. But then it had a big crash down to the $728 range. And this may have been the result of FUD out there, some articles that came out, but then it had a nice run up towards the very last hour. A nice, beautiful run up to $735.72, which is where it closed up over 0.66%. But looking at the Bollinger chart, we could totally see the movement, the possible movement from one standard deviation away from the mean. And the overall movement, you could totally see that there were many significant movements that Tesla had, especially in the upside. Rarely ever on the downside, but mainly on the upside. But the big thing to look at is when I zoom in and go towards the very end, you could see the significant movement right over here towards the closing, which means Tesla had a very beautiful closing. It closed in the green, just barely in the green actually, but that's still amazing. I'm proud of Tesla for doing this. So one standard deviation away from the mean, it would be around 732, and it closed at 735. So that's still really good. It's almost one standard deviation away, and that's a significant price movement, which is really good. So looking at the 1 day chart, we can actually see a Fibonacci retracement sequence right over here. And this shows how Tesla was fluctuating and testing different levels of support and resistance back and forth and back and forth. And this back and forth, once again, is consolidation, which is really good at this stage, which shows Tesla is sort of stair stepping its way up in a way, but I wouldn't say that it's like has extreme support at these ranges. I think Tesla still can drop, but it could still go very high up as well at the same time. It's just that it's a little bit capricious because of the news that's coming out, as there could be bad news about, the crashes, this and that, but then there's good news such as their, energy expansion and many other things like that. So it makes Tesla even more volatile, but that's not a bad thing because I know I'm bullish for Tesla in the long term. But overall, look at some news articles that came out. It says that Tesla survey shows a take rate for self-driving package was surprisingly low. And once again, this did come out close to 1 p.m. So overall, that could play a role in why Tesla has gone a little bit down in the after hours, but that's not necessarily something concerning to me. But there were articles like this that did come out earlier, and those could have played a role in bringing the price down. And basically, they're trying to tell you that customers don't like Tesla. That's what they're trying to say. I'm not telling you that Tesla's bad, but this article is basically telling us that customers don't like Tesla's full self-driving technology. The large majority of them are not even willing to take the package. I mean, this is what the mainstream media is saying, and it's just straight out FUD. I mean, this is just normal. I'm not surprised that the media is saying this because I still believe in Tesla's technology, their innovation, and all that good stuff. Now, there's another article from Patreon which actually says something very similar. And once again, it's just more FUD that's out there. But then there was some pieces of good news, such as the Austin Business Journal, which stated that some Tesla bots work to be done in August, job posting indicates. And Elon Musk's company lists about 270 job openings online for Texas Capital. And that's really good for Tesla as a whole, as now we're looking at their AI, the Tesla bot being innovated, and how more and more innovators are coming into the world of Tesla, into the realm of the company, and they're improving not just their AI, but this could actually have an effect for their cars as well, such as improving their supercomputer, improving the type of bots that they use when building their electric vehicles. You guys know that they have a $1.1 billion gigafactory in the east side of Austin. It's coming, it's expanding, it's going to be amazing. But just this news is very significant, and it was out there, and this may have played a big role in helping Tesla jump the way it did, and it contributed to the volatility. Also, guys, there was a software update for their Model S. Basically, the cars are better at parking and steering and accelerating and all that good stuff, but the software update obviously was really, really good for Tesla as a company as a whole, so it's important to pay attention to that. And another thing, there was some good news about Tesla from investors.com. They're actually talking about why Tesla may be a buy right now. And obviously, guys, we know that. We don't necessarily need articles to say that, but I'm just letting you guys know that there are good articles coming out as well. And those probably helped with the run up as well, because articles do play a role in stock prices. They may not always play a role, but they definitely do. But I do think that the car accident that happened could have caused the downward momentum that was happening, the push down happening, especially towards the very end. But then the run up came from a lot of good news, such as Tesla entering the energy sector, providing energy for Texas, and their innovations coming, and such as the news that Tesla will be working in Austin on their Tesla bot. So good news and bad news did come, which is why I'm not surprised by the way the overall price movement was. But the consolidation over here is really, really good. And finally, I just want to talk about more pieces of bad news that did come out, and that is Investopedia talking about the autopilot. So it basically says Tesla's autopilot reported to cause another crash. And once again, guys, this is more fun. I do agree that there may be more accidents coming up in the upcoming years for Teslas, but once again, I still believe that Teslas are one of the safest cars out there. They're extremely safe. Their AI is able to detect things that you and I are not able to see. They're able to show create a 3D model and use vector planning technology. So they are very, very safe cars. So do not just look at Teslas. Do not fall for the FUD that's out there. Do not attack Tesla forward. But remember, the media tends to do that. They thrive off clicks. They get clicks, they get money. They need big articles like that to make money. So do not fall for all the fun that's out there. But overall, based off the trend I saw, I'm going to give you my price prediction. So for my price prediction, I do predict more and more volatility. I think Tesla could drop as low as the $726 range, maybe around the 728. I think it has strong, strong support there, but it could drop a little bit lower. But overall, it would drop a little bit before having another run up. I think it's going to run again, but as you can see, it spent a lot of time below the 734 level of resistance. And overall, because it was very, very low right over there, I do think it's possible for Tesla to drop down again before having moments of consolidation and possibly having a run up. But I do think that it's going to have another run up. I'm not really bearish for Tesla, but I do think that it's going to need time to normalize where it is. So I predict tomorrow it's going to close around the $734 range. I do not think Tesla's going to crash because once again, guys, this is just a 1 day prediction. I think tomorrow it's going to be around the 734, but overall, guys, do not forget that Tesla's a long-term play. By next year, we should see Tesla close to 1,000. But I do not want you guys to give up or become sad because of all the FUD that's out there. I'm just clearing it all up. But do not ever give up on your conviction, and Tesla is still strong. So Tesla is still looking good. It's still looking strong. And overall, I'm still bullish for the long term future, but just in the near term, I wouldn't be surprised if there are nuances like this, especially with all the negative articles out there. So I predict it's going to close maybe around the 34, somewhere around there, because there's lots and lots of support around there. So around the $34 range. Overall, for NEO, you could have see NEO was on this upward trajectory, up over 3.99%. It was just going up and up and up and stair stepping its way up, especially during the closing. It had a massive run up to the $39.31 range. That's where it closed at. It looked really, really good. And NEO was on this upward trajectory coming close to the 40. And the $40 level resistance is coming up for NEO. That's where NEO is approaching right now. And for those of you who don't know why, one of the main reasons to why this happened wasn't just because yesterday was a red day, because typically when NEO has a red day, the next day is going to be green or have a recovery. But in addition to that, NEO is acquiring a new piece of technology. That's right, as Bloomberg advertised, Lotus, the iconic British sports car maker that is majority owned by China's Zhejiang Geely Holding Group. I apologize if I said that wrong. It basically raised $2.3 billion that it will use to transform itself into an all-electric band. NEO won't contribute all of the 2.3 billion, but it's going to contribute a piece of it and get a piece of Lotus in return. So NEO is now acquiring a piece of Lotus to help innovate their pieces of technology. And as you know, Lotus already is owned and has a large majority of its ownership for another Chinese company, and NEO is now part of the acquisition agreement. So NEO is now going to help produce the electric version of this innovative car. The Lotus is a beautiful car. It's a British car company, and it's looking really, really, really good. So this was big news for NIO. It made people very, very happy and bullish, especially after the bad news that has come out about NIO since the car accident. But overall, NIO has been on this upward trajectory. As Tesla was green, so was NIO, and NIO was up over 3.99%. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about the technicals. It is on an upward trajectory, but I'm going to talk about where I see the price going and my price prediction for NIO. I think we're going to continue on the upward trajectory. We're probably going to have lots and lots of strong resistance around the 40. That's where I think NIO is going to have resistance before consolidating and maybe closing a little bit lower. I think tomorrow it's going to be pretty stagnant, probably around here. But considering that in the 5 day chart, NEO has been on this almost like a U shape. You can kind of see this U shape over here. It spent a lot of its time around the 38 or lower than that. So I do think tomorrow is going to be a little bit red, but I do think that support, NEO is gaining lots and lots of support at higher levels. Like I said, it's still stepping its way up. So I think tomorrow NEO should close around the $38.66 range, somewhere around there, because it is once again in the recovery phase. But overall, do not keep your hopes down. This is just a short-term prediction for tomorrow. NEO is obviously a long-term play. We hold NEO and we wait a year. Just wait a year, give it time. NEO is going to recover and be strong. So overall, I am bullish for both Tesla and NEO. They're both amazing companies. And obviously, I'm not giving financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes, but do not give up on your conviction. NEO is the future. Tesla is the future. I'm not going to make them compete against one another, but I'm just going to say that they're both great plays. They both have massive potential, and I want you to never ever give up on your conviction. Remain strong, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for listening, guys, and peace out.